Alrighty, folks, we have another Jimmy High Roller video today. This was posted like a couple days ago at this point. It's called Luka's Coming for Revenge. You know, like everybody's been going crazy on Twitter talking about Luka. They've seen all these Luka clips, these skinny Luka clips. This is nothing new. This has happened before. I don't remember the exact off season it was, but this Luka shit has happened before, and I guess I was gonna come in here and hate. I was like, why are y'all acting like this is something new for Luca, man? Y'all, Luca has like, I was gonna say the first, but no, it's the second most. He's like the player with the second most. People are always watching his weight. You know what I mean? Like people are always watching his weight. Like number one is obviously Zion. They do him like Zion, but Zion has always been like a lost cause. Luka's second, and they're making a big deal, especially because he's on the Lakers now. Luka's coming for revenge. Great video for Jimmy to make. This is gonna get a lot of views. Lakers Nation, man. I haven't thought about basketball in a while. It's football season, y'all. Chargers. All right, hold on. Let me record. Let me not mess it up. All right, let's get into it.
Off-season NBA transformations. As empty as they are inevitable.
The face of off-season transformations, Ben Simmons, man. I wonder if he's gonna come up with that summer
videos, photos of players looking
that
slimmer, players looking absolutely jacked, jump shots looking nicer, and fans getting hyped up on the idea of a new, improved version of their favorite player. Fool me once, shame on you.
Well, there
Fool
goes
me twice,
Zion.
shame on the guy who showed me photos of shredded James Harden. Luka DONCIC, the latest member of this offseason tradition, recently
No,
going
he's
through a
not, bro.
transformation.
This has happened before. We seen videos of him running up steps and shit. All y'all had to do was call him out, man. Bullying works. Last time y'all was talking about Luka Doncic, and he was like, oh, okay.
Zone. He's lost weight, overhauled his diet, put down the basketball altogether to focus on getting in peak physical form.
He needs it, though.
The same exact routine we have grown all too familiar with. But this transformation feels different.
No, it doesn't, bro.
Personal. 6 months ago, the Mavericks did the unthinkable
They're
by
all
turning
personal.
their backs on the future of their franchise. And in response, Luka isn't just getting into shape.
Oh,
He wants
okay.
more than to just study film or work on his
Oh,
jump
okay,
shot.
so extra
Wants
personal.
revenge.
He's trying to prove something to you Mavericks fans. You know Mavericks fans didn't deserve that, man. Lakers versus Mavericks about to go
Today's
crazy
video
this year.
is just April. All that over the week. Men's terms and conditions apply. Last week, Men's Health published a cover story detailing the drastic transformation of Luka Doncic over the last 3 months. In the article, Luka talks about the
2.0.
sacrifices he's made to hopefully take his body and game to the next level. Details that include him beginning his off-season training program the day after the Lakers were eliminated from the playoffs, followed by months of fasting, a strict diet, more time to rest than any other point in his career, and even a 1-month stretch where he stopped playing basketball altogether to focus on weight training and other sports to get his mind and body off the court and focused on his overall fitness. And immediately following this news came the hype of skinny Luka.
Do you even recognize the person on the cover?
Showing off his slimmer physique in the newest issue of Men's Health.
But after a full summer of training and lots of protein, he's poised to take his game and the Lakers to another level.
But we've seen this before, not just from other players, but from Luka himself.
Look, this is what I'm talking about. This is the year. 2022, 2023.
And time again.
Okay, I don't know about all that, man. I feel like these last couple of years he's kind of gone off the rails, especially after he made the championship. 2024 was definitely a fat year for Luka. We didn't hear any of the Luka 2.0 shits then. But yeah, he's definitely done this before though.
So why would things be any different this time? Because I believe Luka's commitment to his health and conditioning over the last few months actually has little to do with his body and more to do with his mind. The real transformation here isn't in his weight or his conditioning, it's between his ears. For the last 6 months, Luka has been a ticking time bomb. His abilities as a leader were questioned, his work ethic and his drive were put up for debate in front of the whole world. The Mavericks traded Luka because they felt not only was he out of shape, but that he would never get into shape. They
That's
felt
fucked
he
up,
wasn't
man.
taking his conditioning
That
seriously,
shit
and
was
his lack
fucked
of
up.
discipline was
That's
essentially
never
a
not
death
gonna be
sentence to
fucked
any
up what they
hopes the
did to
Mavs
him.
had at
Nico
ever winning a
Harrison.
title with him leading their
I'm
team.
never gonna forget
Comments
that.
that are just as wild today as they were at the time, and probably should have stayed in private, but from their perspective were legitimate
His
concerns.
knees was bad though. Every time I turned on the TV to watch like a Mavericks game, Luka Doncic was getting hurt. Like he's always limping in games. Every game. I swear to God, every time I look up, always limping around. Something wrong with his knees. Nobody wanted to Nobody wanted to say anything about it. My bad, y'all. But hey, he's had these leg problems, man. I hope he can get those fixed.
In the following months, Dallas got AD, they landed with the #1 overall pick, which is suspicious, and they landed
Very
on Cooper
suspicious.
Flag. A happy ending in Dallas considering their monstrosity of a decision. But the one thing Dallas forgot to factor into their grand plan, there is nothing Luka Doncic loves more.
This frame is so funny.
A happy ending in
Why
Dallas
you zoom
considering
in
their
on Nico like
monstrosity of a
that?
decision. But the one thing Dallas forgot to factor into their grand plan, there is nothing Luka Doncic loves more than revenge.
Oh God, bro, y'all remember? Hey, everybody talk tough when they up. I was gonna bring this shit up earlier. I forgot. Luka saved the NBA, man. Anybody who beats this Suns team saved the NBA. Giannis, Jokic, and Luka, the big three. Love them. Not Luka as much, but I guess that was the most brutal beatdown of the Suns. The most important one, honestly. But like, I hated the Suns so bad back then, and he just put it to a stop, bro. That 50 bomb in Game 7, that's legendary.
This
Legendary
is the same man
stuff.
who embarrassed a 64-win Suns team, sent them packing in a historic Game 7, and talked smack the whole entire
I was watching
time
this,
because they
this
got a little too
the highlights
confident.
of this
This
shit.
is the same man who put the Defensive Player of the
All
Year
right,
on
now
an
we can calm
island.
down.
Walked
I'm a Jazz fan, by the way. We didn't need to see this part. We didn't need to see this part. This isn't even revenge. Rudy ain't even do nothing to him.
him down for a game winner and
He
told
just
him he
hates Rudy.
couldn't guard him,
He
all
just hates
because
Rudy.
of one hard foul. He dropped a 50-piece
No,
on the
that wasn't
Pistons
even a hard
because
foul.
their assistant coach said a few things he didn't like.
It seems
No,
like there was a
deadass.
little extra chirping going on with
Luka's such a drama queen, dog. I remember one time, what was it? It was like Mo Wagner. He was like, who the fuck are you? You are nobody. You are nobody. To that nigga face, dog. That shit was funny.
the bench tonight. Did that impact things?
What was I about to say?
The first quarter, so they didn't like when I cheered back. Now they said play
I was going like on a rant, and I forgot what I was talking about.
For every snide remark, every
CTE,
unsightly gesture, comes a Luka masterclass as a result of the unfortunate soul who thought it was a good idea to cross him. You want to take a wild guess at who he scored the most points against last season? That's right. The man knows how to hold a grudge. This, my friends, is not a coincidence. And neither is Luka getting into the best shape of his life this offseason. After 7 years in the NBA and refusing to take his health and conditioning seriously,
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like watching the clips of him dropping off the Suns, watching all these legendary Luka clips, we know like buzzer beater against the Clippers in the bubble. Y'all remember all this stuff? Many great games against the Clippers actually. It just like makes it even crazier to imagine they'd ever trade him. That's like it's hard to watch at this point. Like I really do respect loyalty in the NBA. I have to. I'm a Jazz fan. Like us small market teams, like small market fan bases, you gotta respect loyalty. That's all we got. We can't pick up any free agents like the Lakers and the Heat and the Celtics. We can't do any of that stuff. And Luka was he was like one of the only stars who really cared about that stuff, man. They traded him. That's not right, bro. It's not right.
Luka literally did exactly what the Mavs said he would never do and got into the best shape of his life purely out of spite. Which leads me to
Like
believe
these other
this
teams,
is
they
not
just
your
raise
typical
these
off-season
superstars so they can
transformation.
go to the Lakers.
This is a man.
Every
who is
team
out
is
for
like a
revenge,
farm
and like
for
the
the
greats that
Lakers.
came before him, is prepared to not just change his game, but change his entire
They'll be on
approach
the Lakers
on the game.
eventually.
Back in 2011, after losing to Dallas in the finals, LeBron James was at a crossroads in his career. He was definitively the best player in the world by this point. His game looked sharp, it looked complete, he was better than ever. And yet, something was still clearly missing, and it was in the following offseason where he found that missing piece. He sought training from Akeem Olajuwon to expand his post-game. He spent more time studying his decision-making on the court and finding ways to improve it. And of course, he transformed his body to handle the more inside-out game he would deploy in the following season. The transformation, although visible on the outside, was happening inside. How he saw the game, how he led his team, his resilience in tough moments, and the sacrifices he was willing to make in order to win. A transformation motivated by the shortcomings and criticism he had faced leading up to that point, and a shift in perspective that many all-time greats have had to face and overcome. Michael Jordan's moment came in the summer of 1990, after getting beat down by the Pistons, searching for an answer to get over the hump. His answer came in the form of spending countless hours in the weight room, putting on 15 pounds in the off-season to handle the physicality teams were throwing at him, and a newfound willingness to adapt his game to a new system and coach. Know it could work, but only if Michael bought into it. Kareem's moment came after a 7-year championship drought, where he had to embrace.
What the hell? They was doing this off-season shit back in the 70s? No way. How long is this off-season? I didn't even know they had training and shit like that back then. All the GOATs, they got their one off-season, dude.
The idea of not just being a great player, but being a great leader, inspired by a young, exuberant rookie who virtually gave him no other choice. Some of these turning points are more public, more intentional, others are stumbled upon in pursuit of greatness. But all of them weren't just transformations of game, but a transformation of how they approach the game. After repeated playoff failures and constant criticism about his work ethic and conditioning, Shaq's moment came in the summer of 1999. With Phil Jackson as the new coach in LA, Shaq showed up in the best shape of his life, leaned into the triangle offense, and for the first time, fully bought into not just dominating, but winning. The transformation was visible in his body, but the change that really mattered happened to his mind. For Kobe, his moment came at rock bottom, with the departure of Shaq and missing the playoffs entirely in 2005. In the years that followed, he began to reshape not just his body, but his identity as a leader. A transformation that brought upon a completely new era in Kobe's career. As Kobe said at the time, his number changed, but the real shift happened in his mindset. He learned how to elevate teammates rather than just outscore opponents. A change that gave Kobe the tools to lead his team in ways that never quite showed up in the box score. All of these players, despite their...
That like reminds me of the good old Mike Korzemba days, watching Kobe videos of how he would treat his teammates. Like, what's that nigga name? Not Kwame Brown. Kwame's one of them. His name's Smush Parker, I think. Smush Parker. I don't remember what he said. I just remember that name. That's a memorable name. But it's like Kobe's teammates back in like 06.
Game-breaking abilities and undeniable impact on the game had to face the uncomfortable reality that if they wanted to win, something needed to change. A reality that Luka is facing at this moment in his career in more ways than one. Jokic, Giannis, Shea, Embiid, Tatum. What do all of these players have in common? They are all...
I was gonna make another Suns joke. Because he started off with Jokic and Giannis. I was telling y'all about the Suns heroes. What do they all have in common? Let's think about it. Not a championship. I don't know. Oh, MVPs. Not MVPs. Where are we going with this?
Generational talents of the current NBA era. But they also share something else in common. All of these players have won at least one of these milestone awards through the first 8 seasons of their career. MVP, Finals MVP, and or a championship. The only generational talent at the moment who hasn't.
This is the big five of my era of NBA basketball. I started watching seriously in 2018. I had to pick a team, get off the LeBron bandwagon. Some of y'all still need to do that. Get off the LeBron bandwagon. It's probably already too late. But come on. Actually, it's not too late. He's still here. He's still like, you can do it, man. You can do it. When he's gone, you gotta have somewhere to go. Y'all
In
probably
fact,
going to
almost
Luka.
without exception,
Pick a
every
team.
all-time great modern player stamped their legacy with at least one of these benchmark achievements that separate great players from all-time great players by the end of their 8th season in the league, most of them with many of these awards. By this point, nearing about the halfway mark of a player's career, the truly transcendent players are well on their way to checking off these accomplishments. And in terms of talent, impact, and numbers, Luka should be in this class by now. That has not only been the expectation, but the trajectory he's been on for the past half-decade. But he has yet to achieve any of these accomplishments going
People have been saying that Luka's gonna be like the MVP, the #1 MVP candidate for like 5 seasons now. I think. Yeah. I remember it back in the 2020 season. That was like the main thing. And he's been MVP caliber, just not. He's never been able to win any of it. He's got a Western Conference Finals MVP.
into his 8th season in the
We
league.
can count those
Luka
now. We
just
gotta
had to
start
sit by
giving
and
those
watch his
some
own draft
like level
classmate
of
pull off a historic run, MVP,
credibility.
Finals MVP, and a championship in the same season. All while Luka was being told he didn't even have what it takes to lead a team to a championship. The man is watching his peers take over the NBA and cement their legacies right in front of his eyes. Pair that with the doubt and ridicule the Mavericks have shown him, and a man who has sought revenge for a whole lot less, and you have a recipe for what may just be a real transformation, fueled by failure and an unwavering desire to get even.
I see what he's saying. Another W from Jimmy High Roller. It's nice to think about it this way. He's basically just like he's putting like his claim out here before it actually happens, you know. Luka, crazy revenge season. And all of this stuff's adding up. You know, Luka, he's a very vengeful person apparently. They're saying SGA is better than you 77. They saying Jokic is better than you 77. How are you gonna respond? We'll see. It's gonna be a good season for the Lakers fan. There's always something to watch over there, unlike in Utah. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. Y'all have a good day, man.